So if you go back to earlier this year, back 6, 7 months, 8 months maybe now, you'll notice that I've been talking about the trends that we were seeing that no one was talking about yet, and what we should anticipate in the future, which we're now in the future, if those trends continue and we're here. So let's talk about the housing market for July. This is in August, but for July of 2021, what we're seeing, why it matters to you as a buyer, why it matters to you as a seller, especially you sellers and buyers that are doing both right now, are about to do both. Why is it important to you? So, first off, median sales price. So if we look here, we have let's go. This is gonna be a little bit new. I'm gonna add some data. This is pulled directly from Netris. Netris is the North Texas Real Estate Information System. It's where 99.9% of properties get listed, residential properties get listed for sale. So the data is excellent. And it updates all the time. So we're gonna be looking primarily at July of 2020 because it's now August, about middle of August. So we have all the final numbers for July. So we talked about here, single family, this up here, property type. We're always looking at single family, and we're only looking at resale. The reason that I like to narrow it down is I don't want to look at townhouse, condos, farm and ranch, that kind of stuff, because those are not going to follow the same trends. Most houses in North Texas are single family. So I want to look at single family homes. Same thing with resale versus new construction. Resale is the majority of properties. I don't want to look at new construction. We can look at that separately if we're offline, and that's what you want to look at, that's fine. But for a lot of reasons, I want to look at resale. So single family, resale only. This is what we're looking at right now. The graph is our median sales price of homes over the past 3 years. We can bump it out 5 years, bump it out 10 years, and it shows this, line of properties that, continues to go up overall year over year. So if you do this here, so our July 2021 median sales price was $337,000. The previous month was actually a little bit higher. So from May to June, we went from 335 up to 345. So we went up about 10 grand, right? 345, yeah, about 10 grand we went up, and then we dropped back down to where we were in May. I wouldn't really be too concerned about this section right here because I anticipated that. I think I talked about it in videos. What's going to happen is people are going to go, agents and their clients are going to price properties a little ahead of the market when the market in June and July wasn't doing what it was doing in the first half of the year. And if you were pricing it like it's May, like it's April, then you're going to have a hard time selling it, and it's going to be slower. You're not going to have as many offers, driving the price up, yada, 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 right? So I wouldn't think too much about that. It's not really a drop. I don't anticipate this number continuing to drop over the next few months. I just think this is the nature of what was happening in the market, and the fact that a lot of agents and a lot of consumers, the information they have on the market is lagging. It's not ahead of the market. It's not, it's behind. It's a little bit slower than what the market is doing at that moment. And real estate agents, if you're out there and you're pulling 90 days of comps, which is pretty typical in a stable market, you're doing it wrong. 90 days of comps is not going to help you. You need to know what's going on in the last 2 weeks, in the last 30 days. That is going to give you the data you need to price homes and get them sold, and not sit on the market, not drop the price over and over and over until you catch up. So we're up 18% year over year. So if we go back here, we look at July, we're at 285, and we're up to 337 this year. That's about an 18% increase. And if we go back here and we look at 2019, we look at July 2019 of 260. From that number, 260, all the way up to today, we are up 30% year over year, which is just crazy. So one of the things I want to show you on this as well is if we look at all of these. So look at all these little peaks, right? Don't pay attention to the numbers. I just want you to see the peaks, right? So we have January, it peaks in the summer, and it goes back down. It peaks in the summer, it goes back down. It peaks, 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 right? So this is 2019. 2019 was a normal year. 2020 was not. And you have this weird craziness, and then you have this huge spike, right? So just that's what's going on right now. I expect us to go back to this after a while. And we're already starting to go back to this. So this is a healthy market. This was fantastic for a lot of sellers that were taking money out of their home and upgrading or cashing out or whatever. But I expect us to, right now, we're going to be getting back to somewhat of a normal market and back to what we're used to. The next number I wanted to look at is new listings on the market. And you might go, Jordan, why don't you look at homes for sale down here? I don't want to look at homes for sale because that's total. I want to look at homes added and homes subtracted every month. Homes added are new properties on the market. Homes subtracted are homes sold on the market. That's what I want to do because that helps me track inventory and what kind of market we're in and what the market's doing. So these are the numbers I look at. New listings. Let's make it a little simple. Let's look at 3 years. New listings on the market. We look fantastic. This number right here, 13,825, is the highest we have ever been. There have been more homes that have come on the market in July of this year, of 2021, than have ever come on the market in a single year. Look at this, right? Obviously, the population is growing in the area, but also that's the highest we've ever seen. So pretty cool. Pretty cool fact right there. Let's go back a little bit closer. Right here, let's just look at 1 year to make it easy. Right here, 13,825. So we are going up. This is what we were talking about earlier in the year. Inventory, the quantity of houses are going up, and the houses that are being sold are not going up at the same rate. If that continues, which it has, and it is, then the market is going to slow down. Again, not slow down in a bad way, just get back to normal. Get back to where you don't have to have $100,000 in extra cash to get a home closed. We're getting back to the where just well-qualified buyers, not throwing a ton of money and a ton of cash around, are getting offers accepted. Well, at least with me they are. So here we are, 13,008. We went up a little bit month over month from June to July, and we also went up from May up as well. Last year was kind of a weird year, but if you look here, let's do 5 years, we're back up to kind of where we were, right? So July of 18, 12,000, July of 19, 12,000, July of 2017, 12,000, July of 16, 11,500, July of 2021, 13,008. So these have been pretty flat these years. Again, this year, 2020, I don't pay much attention to it because it's not really showing us a trend. It's not showing us, that's a weird year. That doesn't really, look at these. These are all very similar looking little mountains. So we're up to 13,008 new homes on the market. Sold houses. This is also what I expected to see. This climb right here, it did not go up at the same speed with new houses coming on the market. And that allowed the market to cool off just a little bit to make it easier to buy and to sell. Because a lot of you sellers are moving back into the market and you're wanting to buy again in the market. So if you're a seller, buyer problems are also your problem, right? Because selling, great. You get multiple offers, we're getting less multiple offers right now, but you get multiple offers, the market's crazy, yada, 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 and then you're like, man, I gotta go buy now. So your problems are the same as the buyers. So here we are, 10,400. This went down about 2% over month over month, and then it went up 11% from May to June. That's when we saw one of those big spikes of closed sales. Let's see here. Let's go to supply. I've talked to you a lot about this. So let's look at 1 year. So supply is the one metric that is, it's the one metric. If you look at one number to know what the market is doing, this is the number that you want to look at. This tells you what is the market doing. If you have 6 months of inventory, you're a balanced market. Anything less than 6 months of inventory, you're a seller's market. Anything more than 6 months of inventory, you're a buyer's market. North Texas, Dallas-Fort Worth, DFW typically plays in a seller's market. It's just how much of a seller's market is it? And we've been in the biggest seller's market we've ever seen. And we're starting to back off of that a little bit. So the throttle has been slammed to the floor for the past few months, and it's starting to pick up a little bit. Starting to pick up. Now we're still going pretty quick, right? But it's just picking up a little bit. So it's going to make it a little easier to sell, a little easier to buy. Well, sellers, it's going to make it a little easier to buy. Now's the time to start really getting back in the market and going, okay, what do I do? Let's get out of this house. Let's upgrade. Let's get more land. Let's move to a different home. Let's move to that neighborhood, that school district, all of those things that you want to do. Now's the time. It's going to make it a little easier to buy. And you're not going to have as much leverage when it comes to sell, but it's still a fantastic time to sell. So we were at, so let me show you the max as far as this goes out. That was obviously the spike of when the market was not so good. But here is, you know, we see these little up and down, up and down, up and down, right? It came out of that, the crazy market. That was 2011. April 2011 was the peak. And then we have these little humps, right? Goes up, typically goes up around this time of year. Then it goes down. And it goes up and down, right? And then it did this. It spiked, or it didn't spike. It just plummeted to a seller's market. So that right there, 0.9 months of inventory, lowest we've ever had, right? We were the lowest we've ever had since at least October. So October all the way through today, the market has never been as much of a seller's market as it ever has been before. Because see, we're in October, that's where that peak is right here, and none of these drop below that 2.0 line. So here we are. But when we look at this, we're coming back up. As that number comes up, that is going to mean it's a little bit easier to buy, right? The sellers have a little less leverage, but it's a little easier to buy. But again, going back to this number, it's still really much a seller's market. So if you're going in to buy a house and you think, oh, I can get a deal now, I don't have to pay full price, well, good luck. But as a seller, you still have a lot of leverage. So that is, I thought I'd do it this way. Comment below, let me know if you like seeing the data on here. I think that's helpful. This is where I pull a lot of that data. There's two sources that have excellent data. One is the Texas A&M School of Real Estate or Real Estate Center. And then another one is the NETRIS, which is North Texas Real Estate Information System, or the North Texas MLS. It has excellent information in here to follow our North Texas market and what the market is doing. So that is about all I have. If you have any questions or you would like me to give you an analysis on your area, what it's doing, why it's doing it, all of that, let me know. I'm happy to help. Otherwise, I will talk to you guys later. Oh, and my name is Jordan Bellinger. I'm with the Bacon Bellinger Real Estate Group at Coldwell Banker Apex in North Texas. If there's anything you guys need, let me know. Even if you're looking to move to a different area, if you are relocating, if you're moving from California to Tennessee, let me know. Let me connect you with an agent in that area. If you're looking in your area and you don't have a top agent to help you list your house, happy to do that too. That helps support our business, helps support these videos, and I can make sure that you have one of the best agents in the area that's a good fit for you and your family when it comes to selling, buying, or investing. So that's what I got. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.